Hello, I'm Hazel Adley, and this is my Periscope about coaching and dreading Christmas. So, I coach creative professionals and entrepreneurs to grow and thrive professionally through pursuing their passion, and I also coach people to design the life they love. And something that became really apparent to me was that we don't really take as much control as we could take to have a life that we really, really love living. Oh, hello, it's people viewing. Hi. So, where are you guys from? I'm happy to hear. So, as I was saying, I coach people to pursue their passion and to design the life they love. And I'm here to talk about coaching and dreading Christmas. Bit of an odd combination. I have an amazing coach myself, Andrea Beadle, and she challenged me to think about ways that I could support people who want to kind of overcome some of the challenges happening right now. And we looked at Christmas as being that thing, and it really surprised me how many people actually really dread Christmas. I mean, I get it. That's been my case from time to time in my own story. You guys are switched on, so I'm curious about, do you dread Christmas? Is there something about Christmas that you really dislike, something that makes you really uncomfortable perhaps? Hi Jude. So for me, I used to have what I consider to be my perfect Christmas. Hi Jude. So I had a long-term partner and we were together a long time, and we perfected what I considered to be my perfect Christmas, which was lovely. It was the two of us every Christmas day, just us, because our families are quite broad and all estranged from each other. So we would have this amazing Christmas, just the two of us. We'd cook amazing food, we'd experiment every year, we'd watch what we want on the telly, we'd have a gorgeous tree, just chill out really. We both worked really hard doing what we loved, so we appreciated each other at that time. But when that relationship ended, it ended 3 years ago, I in effect lost my Christmas. I lost what I considered to be my Christmas, the Christmas I loved. And the year after that, I was just kind of lacking grounding. I didn't have my home, I didn't have the person I shared it with, it didn't make any sense to me. And it just seemed pretty pointless after that. There was upsides as I re-engaged with my family a lot more. But Christmas was something I just dreaded. And I've had other Christmases that I've dreaded. I've had one Christmas I had no money. I mean, literally no money. I tried to get £10 out of the cash point and there wasn't enough. I couldn't buy any presents. It was just awful Christmas. So I'm curious, for you guys, is there any... So you've tuned in, so I'm curious about what your Christmas is like. Do you dread Christmas? Are there things about your Christmas that you want to improve upon? So I just keep rambling. This is my second Periscope, so I'm not really quite sure what I'm doing, but I'm waffling, so thank you for watching. So today, this morning, I did my first Christmas coaching session, which was a real joy and an honour to do. And this was a one-to-one session. I won't go into details because it's confidential what I talk to my clients about. But what I will say is it was really nice to be able to talk with somebody about their Christmas and to work out what the limitations were for them, and often that's in your mind more than what's actually real, and to see how to unpick some of those things. So we often have beliefs, affirming beliefs and limiting beliefs, and we believe those beliefs to be real because they're beliefs, right? So they're just thoughts that we've had that have come over and over and over, and we've had them so many times that they become belief. And sometimes they limit us from doing what we want to do and being happy. And so it's quite interesting to explore beliefs around Christmas with somebody and to really drill down and unpick those and see how valid they are now, because our beliefs are often outdated. They're stuff we picked up in childhood, or they're just often presumptions as well. So yeah, has anyone got any questions for me about Christmas, dreading Christmas, coaching, anything like that? Feel free to comment. So coaching around Christmas, for me, I see that as getting to actually stop and consider what is a Christmas that you'll love. And I'm challenging you to think that now. What is a Christmas that you'll really love? So are you going through the motions every year? Are you doing a Christmas that just what you feel you should do? So, really think about, is your Christmas a great fit for you? Or do you repetitively do something over and over that just doesn't leave you feeling great? And I understand that Christmas is a time where we get a great sense of responsibilities, a lot of shoulds, and anybody who's coached me knows I'm not a fan of shoulds. I think if there's a should, it should be considered about its validity, because it's often other people's expectations of you. So I guess I'm just suggesting that you consider your Christmas and how well it suits you, how much you're looking forward to it or not. Because what happened in the past, Christmases past, doesn't have to be Christmases present and future. So if you are feeling particularly Scrooge-like, that's fine. You can stay that way. That's absolutely fine. But if you're not happy with that, you can choose to change it. You can choose to... Oh my God, there's so many choices available to you. But you can... If it's something within your control, there's so many choices about how you could tweak and change that. You could change small things, negative and positive, to give yourself a different experience. You could change... If it's outside of your control, you can change your perspective on it. So you can't change other people. You can't force other people to change. But you could choose to have conversations with people more. You could choose to insert yourself more into the mix if you're not being included and just going with the flow. There's so much you can do. So I'm probably going to stop there because I am slightly waffling, and I appreciate you just spending time watching me here talking about coaching and Christmas. So does anybody have any questions, any thoughts they want to share? So if you're not happy at Christmas, if you're finding that it's something you dread, and this happens every year, I don't just mean just one-off, then suggest looking at ways to change that. You don't have to live in an unhappy state on an ongoing basis. You have the choice to change. And I challenge you to look at ways that you can do that. So if you want to find out more information about me, let's see if this works. Here's my website. Oh, get it on screen. hazeladleycoaching.com. And thank you so much for viewing. Take care. Bye.